Hello, English learners, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Hey, Erica, how are you today?
Marco, I'm doing really well, and I'm really looking forward to today's lesson.
Well, so am I, because here at English Pod, we're giving you real English.
Everyday English.
Exactly, English that you hear in movies or in TV shows.
This is English people actually use.
So, Erica, what is our topic for today?
Well, today we're talking about computer viruses.
Perfect. So I think it's time for us to take a look at our preview.
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, today we've got 2 words to preview. The first word is virus.
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 So if your computer has a computer virus, it means your computer's sick, right?
Actually, a computer virus is a program that is designed to harm or to damage your computer.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, thank you for being so technical.
That's the technical explanation. Okay, let's take a look at our second word for our preview today, and that would be froze.
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 So if your computer froze, it means that
your computer stopped working.
your applications or your programs stop working and you just can't do anything.
Your computer's broken.
Okay, great. So let's listen to our dialogue. It's going to be a little bit fast, but
Don't worry if you don't understand everything. At the end of this podcast, you'll understand everything.
perfect. Let's listen.
Oh, great. The stupid computer froze again. That's the 3rd time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up.
I ran a virus scan on your computer and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure their antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay, anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Well, I completely understand this guy. When my computer freezes, I kick it and punch it and do everything to it.
Well, I hope you don't punch it too hard, Marco.
Well, it's still working, so it's all right.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
In today's language takeaway, we have 2 words. The first word for today is infected file.
Infected file.
Infected file.
Infected file. And what is an infected file?
An infected file is a file in your computer that has a virus in it.
Ah, perfect. That's really clear. What is our second word for the language takeaway today?
Our second word is not up to date.
Not up to date.
Not up to date.
And what is it when something is not up to date?
It means it doesn't have all the most recent information.
Okay, perfect. Now let's listen to some examples.
Example 1. I need to buy a new computer because mine isn't up to date. Example 2.
I can't find the street. Are you sure this map is up to date?
Example 3.
Sarah has just finished the reports and all the information is up to date.
Okay, that was pretty clear. You know, you can also use this phrase positively. You can say up to date.
Okay, for example, we can say this is a new map. This is the most up-to-date map.
Exactly. Or if I bought a new computer, I could say, I just got a new computer. All my software is up to date.
Okay, great. So now let's take a look at some phrases.
And it's time for putting it all together.
Putting it together.
Okay, so Samuel said a really great phrase. He said, I'll be right up.
I'll be right up.
I'll be right up.
I'll be right up. Now, we can use this phrase in a lot of different situations, so let's listen to some examples.
Example 1.
Can you help me with my computer?
I'll be right there.
Example 2.
Come downstairs. Dinner is ready.
I'll be right down.
Example 3.
Hurry up, I need to use the bathroom!
I'll be right out.
Okay, really great and clear examples, right?
Yeah, you know that phrase, I'll be right out? I used to hear this all the time when I was young.
Really? How come?
Well, I have 2 sisters and we were always fighting for the bathroom. So someone was always saying, just a minute, I'll be right out.
Ah, yes, that's common. I had that too when I was young. Okay, now our second phrase is, it turns out that.
It turns out that.
It turns out that.
It turns out that. This is a great phrase. You can use it in many different situations. Marco, can you give us an example?
Sure. For example, I can say, Frank didn't come to work today, and it turns out that he was sick.
Yep. Or I could say, oh, I've been feeling really sick recently.
Why?
It turns out that I'm pregnant.
Oh my God, are you really pregnant?
No, I'm not, Marco. I'm just kidding.
All right, okay, so it's time for us to listen to our dialogue again, but this time it'll be
A little bit slower.
all right.
Welcome to WorldPot English Video. Today's story is called Office Hearts. It's a warm and emotional story about kindness, teamwork, and how help at work can sometimes lead to unexpected love. It was a rainy Monday morning when Emma walked into her new office for the first time. She worked at a busy marketing company in the city. The office was full of people typing, talking on phones, and rushing from one meeting to another. Emma was nervous. It was her first week, and she already had a mountain of work to finish. Her manager had given her a big project, and she didn't even know where to start. She sat at her desk, opened her laptop, and whispered to herself, I wish someone could help me. This feels too much. Her computer froze again, and her coffee spilled a little on her papers. That was the moment when a friendly voice said, Hey, are you okay? Do you need a hand? Emma looked up and saw a tall guy with brown hair, a soft smile, and kind eyes. His name was Ryan. He worked in the same department, but had been there for 2 years already. I guess I do need help, Emma said with a shy laugh. Everything seems to be going wrong today. Ryan smiled. Don't worry, Mondays are like that. Let me show you how to fix that computer issue first. He leaned over gently, explaining each step clearly. See, when your system slows down, it's usually because too many apps are open. You can close them using Task Manager. Emma nodded. Oh, so that's what Task Manager does. I always thought it was something only IT people used. Ryan chuckled. Nope, everyone uses it. You just learned something new. Emma laughed for the first time that day. Thanks, Ryan. You really took some weight off my shoulders. He smiled warmly. That's what teammates are for. Anytime you need a hand, just ask. As he walked away, Emma looked at him and smiled quietly. For the first time since she started, the office didn't feel so cold. At that moment, she realized something important. Sometimes a little help can change not just your day, but your heart. The next morning, Emma arrived at the office early. The air smelled like fresh coffee and sunlight danced through the glass windows. She wanted to make a good impression, so she decided to organize her files and plan her task for the week. But when she opened her email, her heart sunk. More work had arrived overnight. Reports, client updates, and presentation slides all needed to be ready by noon. She sighed and whispered, How do people handle all this? Just then, Ryan passed by with his cup of tea. He noticed the worried look on her face and asked, Hey, you look stressed. Need some help again? Emma smiled weakly. I don't want to bother you, but honestly, yes. I have to prepare this marketing presentation, and I don't even know how to start. Ryan put a chair beside her. No worries. Let's do it together. First, you need to outline your main ideas. What's the goal of this presentation? Emma thought for a second. To show how our company can improve customer engagement. Perfect, said Ryan. Now, write 3 key points under that. Keep your sentences short and clear. In English, we call this being concise. It means using few words to express your message clearly. Emma repeated, concise. I like that word. Ryan nodded. It's a good skill for work. You'll sound confident and professional. They worked together for the next hour, and little by little, Emma's nervousness faded. She asked questions, took notes, and even made a few jokes. Ryan noticed her determination and smiled. You're a fast learner. You'll do great. When they finished, Emma looked at the slides and said softly, Wow, I couldn't have done this without you. Ryan smiled, his eyes warm. You could have, Emma. You just needed a little push. That day, Emma didn't just learn how to make a good presentation. She learned that asking for help isn't a weakness. It's how people grow.
The following day, the office was unusually quiet. Everyone was focused, typing quickly, answering calls, and preparing for the big meeting with a new client. Emma was nervous again. This would be her first time presenting in front of the whole team. She opened her laptop, checked her slides, and practiced her lines in a whisper. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about customer engagement. She stopped, sighed, and shook her head. No, that sounds too serious. A calm voice came from behind her. Try saying it with more warmth, Ryan suggested. He had appeared again, holding a notebook and smiling kindly. You can say something like, let's explore how we can connect with our customers in a better way. It sounds more natural. Emma repeated his sentence, and this time it felt right. Wow, that does sound better. You really know how to make things sound professional and friendly. Ryan laughed lightly. That's because I've made many mistakes before. The secret to speaking confidently, this practice, and smiling. Smiling? Emma asked, curious. Yes, he said. A smile makes your tone friendly. Even when people can't see you, like on a phone call, they can hear your smile in your voice. Emma smiled instantly. That's such a beautiful thought. Remember, Ryan continued, English isn't just about words. It's about how you make people feel when you speak. Those words stayed in her heart. When the meeting started, Emma spoke with calmness and confidence. Her voice was clear, her sentences were short, and her smile was natural. When she finished, everyone clapped. Even her manager looked impressed. After the meeting, Ryan gave her a thumbs up. Told you do great. Emma laughed softly. Thanks to you, I learned more than just English today. Ryan winked playfully. Learning with a smile always works best. And that afternoon, as Emma returned to her desk, she realized something new. Ryan wasn't just helping her with work. He was teaching her how to believe in herself. Friday arrived and the office buzzed with energy. People chatted about weekend plans while printers hummed and keyboards clicked. Emma was finally feeling more confident. She had survived a tough week and even received a kind message from her manager saying, "Great presentation, Emma. Keep it up." She smiled proudly and went to the break room to make tea. As she poured hot water into her cup, Ryan walked in. "Hey, superstar," he said teasingly. "I heard about your presentation. Impressive." Emma laughed. "Don't make me blush, Ryan. You were my secret teacher." "Maybe I was," he said with a grin, "but you did all the hard work. I just gave you a hand." They sat at a small table near the window. The city outside looked peaceful, and for the first time, Emma felt relaxed. "You know," she said thoughtfully, "I used to think asking for help meant I wasn't good enough, but now I see it's how people grow and connect." Ryan nodded. "Exactly. Helping each other makes the workplace feel human. Everyone starts somewhere." Emma looked down at her cup and whispered, "I'm glad I started here." He smiled gently. "Me too." After a short silence, Ryan leaned back in his chair. You've improved a lot, Emma. Not just your English, but your confidence. You sound natural now. Really? She asked, surprised. Absolutely, he said. You speak with emotion, and that's what makes your English beautiful. Language isn't only about grammar, it's about feeling. Emma repeated softly, language is about feeling. At that moment, something unspoken passed between them. Quiet, simple, but warm. It wasn't love yet, but something close, the beginning of it. When she returned to her desk, she felt light, like a weight had lifted off her shoulders. She opened her planner and wrote a small note to herself. Ask, learn, smile, and don't be afraid of help. The next week began with gray clouds and light rain tapping on the office windows. Emma arrived early, holding her umbrella and a hopeful smile. She had started to enjoy her work, not because it was easy, but because she was learning every day. When she sat down, she saw a sticky note on her desk. It said, "Meeting at 10 a.m. Bring your ideas." Friendly smile. Ryan. Her heart beat a little faster. At 10 sharp, she walked into the meeting room where Ryan was setting up a laptop. "Good morning, Emma," he said warmly. "Ready to brainstorm?" "Always," she replied with a laugh, trying to sound confident. Ryan began. "Today we need to come up with creative marketing ideas for our new product. Don't worry if your English isn't perfect, just express your ideas clearly. That's more important." Emma nodded and began sharing her thoughts. "Maybe we can make a short video that shows how the product helps people in real life. It could be simple, but emotional." Ryan's eyes lit up. "That's brilliant. In English, we'd call that a relatable story. It means something people can easily connect to." Emma smiled proudly. "Relatable story. I'll remember that." They spent the next hour discussing ideas, writing notes, and laughing about funny mistakes. When Emma accidentally said, "make a noise ad," instead of "make a voice ad," Ryan laughed softly and corrected her gently. "That's a cute mistake. But remember, voice ad means an ad with sound. Noise ad just means something annoying." They both laughed, and the room filled with an easy, warm feeling, like friendship growing into something deeper. Before leaving, Ryan looked at her and said, "You've really grown, Emma. You're not just learning English, you're thinking in English now." Emma felt her cheeks warm. "That's the best compliment I've ever received." As she walked back to her desk, she realized that sometimes learning isn't only about grammar or vocabulary. It's about confidence and the people who help you find it. The morning sun filled the office with a soft golden light. Emma sat at her desk, reading an email from her manager. "Emma, I'd like you to lead the next client presentation with Ryan." Her eyes widened. "Lead the presentation?" she whispered. It was a big responsibility, and an even bigger opportunity. Just then, Ryan appeared beside her, holding 2 coffees. "Guess what? We're partners for the new presentation," he said with a grin. Emma laughed nervously. "I just saw the email. Honestly, I'm a little scared." He placed 1 coffee in front of her. "Don't be. We'll prepare together. Remember, confidence comes from preparation." She took a sip and smiled. "You always say something positive. Do you ever get nervous?" "Of course," he admitted, "but I remind myself that mistakes are part of learning. If you say something wrong in English, it's okay. Just smile and keep going. People respect confidence more than perfection." Emma nodded slowly. Confidence over perfection. That's powerful. Later that afternoon, they began working on their slides. Emma was in charge of the opening part. Ryan said, "Try to start with something engaging, like a short story or a question. It makes your audience listen." She thought for a moment and said, "What if I start with, have you ever wanted to make your customers feel special?" Ryan smiled. "Perfect! That's a strong opening. You're learning fast." Hours passed, but they didn't notice. Their teamwork flowed naturally. Laughter, ideas, and small jokes filled the room. When they finally finished, Emma leaned back in her chair. I can't believe how much I've learned in such a short time. Ryan looked at her with quiet admiration. You're one of those people who learn with their heart, not just their mind. Those words stayed in her thoughts long after he left the room. As she looked at the final slide on her screen, she whispered to herself, maybe learning and love aren't so different. Both make you grow. The next day, the office felt busier than ever. Phones rang, printers worked nonstop, and everyone seemed in a hurry. Emma and Ryan sat side by side, preparing their notes for the big client presentation the next morning. Ryan looked focused, typing fast on his laptop. Emma, on the other hand, was reading her script out loud softly. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here today. She stopped and sighed. I sound so nervous. Ryan smiled, glancing at her. You sound human. That's better than sounding perfect. Emma looked at him surprised. What do you mean? Perfection feels cold. When you speak naturally, people connect with you. You don't have to sound like a textbook. Just be real. Emma smiled slowly. Be real. I like that. They continued practicing, and Ryan taught her another useful English tip. When you're speaking in a meeting, use linking words to sound smooth, like however, actually, in fact, and by the way. They make your English flow naturally. Emma repeated, actually, by the way, and laughed. I sound like a professional already. Ryan chuckled. You're getting there fast. When it was lunchtime, Ryan invited her to eat together in the small park behind the office. They sat under a big tree, sharing sandwiches and stories. Emma told him about her childhood dream of working abroad. She always wanted to travel and work in a company where people from different countries talk in English, but I was scared my English wasn't good enough. Ryan looked at her kindly. You're living that dream right now, Emma. You're doing it. She smiled, feeling a gentle warmth in her heart. Maybe I am. As a light breeze passed, they sat quietly for a moment. Two people surrounded by noise, yet completely at peace. And in that quiet, Emma realized something. She wasn't just learning English anymore. She was learning connection, courage, and the quiet magic of understanding someone deeply. The day of the presentation finally arrived. Emma woke up early, feeling both nervous and excited. She stood in front of her mirror, practicing her opening lines one last time. Good morning, everyone. Have you ever wanted to make your customers feel special? She smiled at her reflection and whispered, You can do this. At the office, Ryan was already there, checking the projector and arranging the meeting room. When Emma walked in, he looked up and said, You're right on time. You look confident. I may be just pretending, she said, laughing softly. Ryan smiled. Pretending is the first step to being confident. Just remember to breathe, speak slowly, and smile. You've got this. As the clients entered the room, Emma's heart pounded. She looked at Ryan, who gave her a small nod. She began. Her voice trembled at first, but soon her words became steady, her tone clear. She spoke naturally, using expressions she had practiced. To give a hand, keep costs down. Take a weight off your shoulders. The clients listened with interest, nodding along. When she finished her part, Ryan took over smoothly, explaining the technical side. Together, they were like two musicians playing the same song, balanced, in rhythm, and full of energy. When the meeting ended, the clients shook hands with smiles. One of them said, Great presentation. You two make a good team. Emma blushed slightly and looked at Ryan. We really did it. He nodded. You were amazing, Emma. You've come so far. Emma smiled, her eyes shining. I guess good teamwork makes all the difference. Ryan looked at her quietly for a moment. And good people make the work meaningful. That evening, when everyone had gone home, Emma sat at her desk replaying the day in her mind. She had learned something powerful, that courage grows when someone believes in you. And maybe, just maybe, that belief was turning into something more than friendship. The next morning, the office was full of cheerful voices. Everyone was talking about the successful presentation. Emma felt proud as she placed her report on her manager's desk. "Excellent work," her manager said. "You and Ryan make a great team." Those words echoed in her heart all day. She glanced across the office and saw Ryan helping another colleague fix a report. He looked focused, yet gentle, explaining things with patience, the same way he had helped her. At lunchtime, Ryan appeared at her desk with 2 cups of coffee. "Celebration time," he said. "We survived the presentation." Emma laughed. "We didn't just survive, we impressed them." They went to the rooftop cafe, a quiet place with a beautiful city view. The wind was cool, and the world below looked small and peaceful. "You know," Emma began softly, "I used to be afraid of speaking English in front of people. I always thought they'd laugh at my mistakes." Ryan nodded. "That's normal. Everyone feels that way. But the truth is, mistakes make you real. People connect with real." Emma smiled. "You keep saying that. Be real. I think I finally understand it now." Ryan looked at her thoughtfully. "Your English has improved so much, Emma. But what's even better is how you've changed. You're confident, brave, and brighter." She blushed slightly. "That's because someone believed in me when I didn't believe in myself." There was a quiet pause, the kind that speaks more than words. The sound of the city faded, leaving only the soft rhythm of the wind. Ryan broke the silence gently. "You've taught me something too, you know? You remind me that kindness at work matters. It can change someone's day, maybe even their life." Emma looked at him and smiled warmly. "I guess we're both learning, not just about work, but about people." As they finished their coffee, she felt something new growing inside her, calm, warm, and full of hope. Monday morning came again, bright and full of life. The office had a different energy, calm yet exciting. Emma walked in with confidence she had never felt before. She greeted her coworkers cheerfully, smiled at the receptionist, and sat down at her desk, ready to start the day. Not long after, Ryan walked by, holding his usual cup of tea. "Good morning, Miss Confident. You seem unstoppable today." Emma grinned. "Well, I've learned from the best." Ryan laughed. "Flattery accepted." He leaned closer and whispered, "Actually, I wanted to ask, would you like to join me for lunch later? I have something to show you." "Something to show me?" Emma asked, curiously. "You'll see," Ryan said, with a mysterious smile. When lunchtime arrived, they walked to a small cafe across the street. Cozy, quiet, and filled with the smell of freshly baked bread. Ryan led her to a corner table by the window. "So, what's the surprise?" Emma asked, raising an eyebrow. Ryan took out a small notebook. "Remember when you first started here, you said you wanted to improve your English and feel confident at work?" Emma nodded. "Yes, I remember how lost I felt." He opened the pages, revealing pages filled with English phrases, notes, and corrections, all written in his handwriting. "I started writing down some of the phrases we practiced together. I thought you might want this, kind of like your personal English journey." Emma's eyes softened. She turned the pages slowly, seeing phrases like, "Give me a hand," "Keep our costs down," and "The timing is just not right." Each one brought back a memory, a moment they had shared. "This is beautiful, Ryan," she said quietly. "You really took the weight off my shoulders in more ways than one." Ryan smiled. "You deserve it, Emma. You've worked hard. I just helped you see your strength." For a moment, they sat there silently, looking up the window at the rain starting to fall. The city lights reflected on the glass, and everything felt peaceful. Emma looked at him and whispered, "Maybe some people come into our lives not just to help us, but to change us." Ryan smiled gently. "And maybe some people remind us why we love helping others." The week moved forward, and the office was busier than ever. New projects, deadlines, and meetings filled every hour. Emma had become one of the most trusted people in her team, calm, organized, and confident. Yet every time she looked across the office and saw Ryan, her heart felt a quiet warmth she couldn't explain. One afternoon, her manager called her in. "Emma, I have some good news," he said. "We're sending one of our staff members to our branch in London for a 3-month project. I think you're ready." Emma froze. "London? Me?" "Yes," the manager smiled. "It's a great opportunity. You'll learn new skills, meet international clients, and grow professionally." When she walked out of the office, her heart was racing. It was everything she had ever dreamed of. But it also meant leaving Ryan behind. Later, she found him sitting by the office window, typing an email. She hesitated for a moment, then said softly, "Ryan, can I tell you something?" He turned to her. "Of course. What's up?" "I just got an offer to work in our London branch for 3 months." Ryan paused, the surprise clear in his eyes. "That's amazing, Emma. You deserve it." She smiled faintly. "I should be happy, but I don't know why I feel sad too." Ryan looked at her gently. "Because change is hard. But remember what you told me once. Asking for help isn't weakness. Neither is feeling scared. It just means you care." Emma nodded slowly. "You always know the right thing to say." He smiled softly. "That's because I mean it. You've worked so hard, Emma. You've grown so much. You can do anything now." They sat quietly for a moment. Outside, the evening sky turned orange and the city lights began to shine. Emma looked at him and whispered, "You've been more than just a teacher to me, Ryan." He met her eyes, a small smile playing on his lips. "And you've been more than just a student." The air between them was filled with something unspoken, not rushed, not uncertain, just real. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. The sound of rain outside her window matched the rhythm of her thoughts. She kept thinking about London, the opportunity she had always wanted, and the person she didn't want to leave behind. The next morning, she arrived at the office early. Ryan was already there, as always, with his cup of tea and his calm smile. "You're here before everyone again," he said. "I couldn't sleep," she admitted. "I kept thinking about London." Ryan nodded slowly. "I figured you might. Big changes do that to people." They sat down together near the window where sunlight gently touched their faces. "You know," Ryan said, "when I first started this job, I had a mentor who told me something I never forgot. If you get a chance to grow, take it, even if it scares you." Emma looked at him, quietly. "That's beautiful." He smiled. "And it's true. You'll learn so much, Emma. You'll meet people from around the world. You'll use your English every day. This is what you've been preparing for." Emma sighed softly. "But what about you? What if I forget everything you taught me?" Ryan laughed gently. "You won't. You've already made it a part of you. Besides," he added, "real teachers never disappear. They just become voices in your head, reminding you to keep going." Emma smiled, touched by his words. "Then I'll make sure your voice stays loud." He raised his cup. "To new beginnings?" She lifted her cup too. "To courage, kindness, and learning with the heart." For a moment, the world outside seemed to pause. The sound of typing, the hum of computers, and even the rush of people faded. There was only that quiet space between them, full of respect, gratitude, and something tender that didn't need words. Emma knew she would take that moment with her, wherever she went. The week moved forward, and the office was busier than ever. New projects, deadlines, and meetings filled every hour. Emma had become one of the most trusted people in her team, calm, organized, and confident. Yet every time she looked across the office and saw Ryan, her heart felt a quiet warmth she couldn't explain. One afternoon, her manager called her in. "Emma, I have some good news," he said. "We're sending one of our staff members to our branch in London for a 3-month project. I think you're ready." Emma froze. "London? Me?" "Yes," the manager smiled. "It's a great opportunity. You'll learn new skills, meet international clients, and grow professionally." When she walked out of the office, her heart was racing. It was everything she had ever dreamed of. But it also meant leaving Ryan behind. Later, she found him sitting by the office window, typing an email. She hesitated for a moment, then said softly, "Ryan, can I tell you something?" He turned to her. "Of course. What's up?" "I just got an offer to work in our London branch for 3 months." Ryan paused, the surprise clear in his eyes. "That's amazing, Emma. You deserve it." She smiled faintly. "I should be happy, but I don't know why I feel sad too." Ryan looked at her gently. "Because change is hard. But remember what you told me once. Asking for help isn't weakness. Neither is feeling scared. It just means you care." Emma nodded slowly. "You always know the right thing to say." He smiled softly. "That's because I mean it. You've worked so hard, Emma. You've grown so much. You can do anything now." They sat quietly for a moment. Outside, the evening sky turned orange and the city lights began to shine. Emma looked at him and whispered, "You've been more than just a teacher to me, Ryan." He met her eyes, a small smile playing on his lips. "And you've been more than just a student." The air between them was filled with something unspoken, not rushed, not uncertain, just real. That night, Emma couldn't sleep. The sound of rain outside her window matched the rhythm of her thoughts. She kept thinking about London, the opportunity she had always wanted, and the person she didn't want to leave behind. The next morning, she arrived at the office early. Ryan was already there, as always, with his cup of tea and his calm smile. "You're here before everyone again," he said. "I couldn't sleep," she admitted. "I kept thinking about London." Ryan nodded slowly. "I figured you might. Big changes do that to people." They sat down together near the window where sunlight gently touched their faces. "You know," Ryan said, "when I first started this job, I had a mentor who told me something I never forgot. If you get a chance to grow, take it, even if it scares you." Emma looked at him, quietly. "That's beautiful." He smiled. "And it's true. You'll learn so much, Emma. You'll meet people from around the world. You'll use your English every day. This is what you've been preparing for." Emma sighed softly. "But what about you? What if I forget everything you taught me?" Ryan laughed gently. "You won't. You've already made it a part of you." "Besides," he added, "real teachers never disappear. They just become voices in your head, reminding you to keep going." Emma smiled, touched by his words. "Then I'll make sure your voice stays loud." He raised his cup. "To new beginnings?" She lifted her cup too. "To courage, kindness, and learning with the heart." For a moment, the world outside seemed to pause. The sound of typing, the hum of computers, and even the rush of people faded. There was only that quiet space between them, full of respect, gratitude, and something tender that didn't need words. Emma knew she would take that moment with her, wherever she went.
Oh, great. This stupid computer froze again. That's the third time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up. I ran a virus scan on your computer, and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure that your antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay, that was a lot more clear this time.
Definitely, yeah, I understood a lot more. Okay, so now it's time to look at Fluency Builder. Erica, why don't you explain what Fluency Builder is?
In Fluency Builder, we give you some great, useful phrases to help you express your ideas clearly.
Okay, great. So let's look at Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
Okay, so in this dialogue, we know his computer wasn't working.
Right. So many students would probably say his computer was acting strangely.
His computer isn't working properly.
Exactly. And that's perfect and that's fine.
Yeah, but there's a really great way to say it that we heard in the dialogue.
It's acting up again. It's acting up again.
I love this phrase, it's acting up. Yeah, it sounds really natural.
It sounds really natural. Okay, we're ready to listen to our dialogue a third time, but this time,
it'll be at the normal speed. Try and see if you can hear these key words.
Oh, great. The stupid computer froze again. That's the third time today. Hey, Samuel, can you come take a look at my PC? It's acting up again. It must have a virus or something.
Just give me a second. I'll be right up.
I ran a virus scan on your computer, and it turns out that you have a lot of infected files.
But I'm quite careful when I'm browsing the internet. I have no idea how I could have picked up a virus.
Well, you have to make sure their antivirus software is updated regularly. Yours wasn't up to date. That's probably what was causing your problems.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, try not to kick or hit the computer.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So, Marco, I really think that my computer actually has a virus now.
Really? How come?
Because I have been turning on my computer and then suddenly it turns off by itself. It shuts down by itself.
Yeah, that sounds like a virus.
But I ran a virus scan and there was no problem.
Well, maybe your antivirus software isn't up to date.
Yeah, I guess I'd better call Samuel.
Yeah, you can call Samuel to fix it.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're out of time now, but be sure to go to our website at englishpod.com where you can leave all your questions and comments.
So stay tuned for our next great lesson. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. To stop working properly.
Freeze.
See, revise.
Take a look.
Not working properly.
Act up.
Go upstairs soon.
Be right up.
Get, acquire.
Pick up.
Look, search.
Browse.
Having all the most recent information.
Up to date.
Computer screen.
Monitor.
Person in a company who fixes computers.
Computer tech.
Damaged or broken computer file that can't be opened.
Corrupt file.
Look for information on the internet.
Surf the net.
Computer program that allows you to go on the internet.
Web browser.
Let's try that faster. See, revise.
Take a look.
Computer screen.
Monitor.
Person in a company who fixes computers.
Computer tech.
Not working properly.
Act up.
Having all the most recent information.
Up to date.
Go upstairs soon.
Be right up.
Look, search.
Browse.
Get, acquire.
Pick up.
To stop working properly.
Freeze.
Damaged or broken computer file that can't be opened.
Corrupt file.
Look for information on the internet.
Surf the net.
Computer program that allows you to go on the internet.
Web browser.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Computer viruses cause a lot of problems. If you don't have virus protection software, you will get a computer virus. How can I protect my computer from getting a virus? Be right up. I'll be right down to help you with your computer. Be right up. I'm downstairs talking to Kim, but I'll be right up to see you. Be right up. I'll be right over when I'm finished writing this email. Freeze. If your computer freezes, you'll have to shut it down. Freeze. Something is wrong with my mobile phone. It keeps freezing. Freeze. The files are not ready yet because my computer froze last night. Act up. Your computer is fixed now. It shouldn't act up anymore. Act up. This TV is always acting up. I need to buy a new one. Act up. When the weather is cold, my car acts up. Take a look. I need you to take a look at these reports after they've been edited. Take a look. Take a look at this bill. It's so expensive. Take a look. Come take a look at these pictures. You looked so young. Browse. I didn't get anything done at work. I was browsing the internet all day. Browse. Were you browsing the internet today? Browse. It's important to keep your credit card number safe when browsing the internet. Up to date. Is my virus protection software up to date? Up to date. You should look in this file here. It has the most up-to-date sales numbers. Up to date. The information I have isn't up to date.